Hey, what's up, guys? International Master Will Paschall. We are live for a Monday stream. We're going to be playing Blitz and Rapid Chess here on lichess via Twitch. Good to see a lot of people in the chat here, even before starting time. A lot of our regular subscribers, including Merle Dixon, Asterbait, who else? Bob is a reg, and a subscriber, Move11. Thanks so much, guys. S4. However, my goal is to be able to play solid and get a draw against me. Impossible goal. What do we've always had decisive games or something? S4, because you've definitely beaten me. You must have had draws against me. Come on now. All right, Soltigo. Thanks everybody for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for your support. We've got a 10-bit donation from Saul taking the lead. Soltigo with 2. Asterbait getting on the board with 1. I'm afraid that might have been Asterbait's last bit. Yesterday he said he had 1 bit left. So that might be the last one. Welcome, guys. Happy Monday. Merle Dixon taking the lead. He knocks Asterbait out with an 11. You guys, thank you very much. Bit donations in any amount are much appreciated. So we're going to get started. Move 11 with 40. It's like a bidding war. Kind of testing it out, testing out the waters. Move 11 with 40. I love the new emotes. All right, guys. So we're gonna get started. Anything between 5+3 and 7+3. I've got with an increment of 3 or 4 or 5 seconds, whatever whatever you like, up to 7+3 maximum. So the minimum of 5+3, the maximum of 7+3. Any kind of number in between those is fine. Saul with 90. Now we're talking. Saul has a solid 100. Move 11 with 40. Merle Dixon with 11. I'm going to get started with the first game against Morwa here. We've got S4 challenging me. My score against S4 is only 13.5, 11.5. Asterbait, Morales. Good to see you, Morales. We're going to be doing on Fridays a morning stream. So I'm going to do away with the Wednesday stream for the summer. No stream on Wednesdays. And Fridays is going to be morning 10 a.m. So we got Monday and Tuesday at 4:30 EDT. No Wednesday. Thursday at 4:30 EDT. Friday is going to be 10 a.m. EDT. And the simul stream will remain at 4:30. So we got 5 streams a week. And Morwa is up first. 5+3. I know I've confused Soltigo. You guys see, Master Fugu is here. Nobody noticed. Morwa's up. Alright, Morwa, rated and weighing in at 1983. It was a good year, Morwa. You probably don't remember. Let's play the Karo Khan. Move 11 asked a silly question. Is there a difference between EST and EDT? Don't ask me. Isn't EST Eastern Standard Time and EDT is Eastern Daylight Time? Aren't they different things? PTSD. I'm getting confused. You guys are here for my wonderful sense of humor. Well, while exchanging on D5, and now he can play the Bobby Fischer. The Bobby Fischer mineral bath move, 95. Fischer claiming that white is better after 95. That's what I've been told. I saw that played recently. Maybe it was the Budapest Spring Festival. Maybe it was Oscar. You know, the Norwegian I am, Oscar Hoge. He was there, and maybe he played that 95 line against somebody. I can't remember. I'm taking it easy here with Bishop takes F3. I'm good at the dad jokes. You're undecided as to whether to play solid or not. Yeah, S4... You're kind of like Soltigo. I mean, I think you should make an effort to play to enhance that element of your style, or non-element of your style, basically. I've given up the bishop here. White has that bishop pair, but black has the better pawn structure. I think this bigger island. John Bartholomew says play both. John is a sensible guy. I think that you should try to strengthen your weaknesses. Try to improve the sides of your games where, the side or sides, whatever you want to say. The aspect of your game, aspect is a good word. Aspect of your game that you think is weaker is a good place to work, but not to change your style necessarily. Just to consciously, really try to improve that element of your game, the aspect. What's up, guys? Good to be back streaming. We did the Sunday simul. Seems like a year ago. It was just last night. For some reason, that stream yesterday, I was like really... I did alright in the simul, but I felt really tired. I couldn't figure out what it was. Panda's here. Panda. Hey. What is this? Alright, Panda is disappointed with this trading pieces move, I think. He always wants to see blood. Although he's a vegetarian, the Panda seems to appreciate blood. Very strange. My ability, Soltigo's ability, I think he shares a lot of characteristics with you, Saul. Numerically, by rating, you're a little bit stronger than Soltigo, but in terms of creating creativity, I think the number one thing, as I said before, about Soltigo. Have you heard the designer song about Panda? I have not. Knight c3. Man, alright. So it's basically like a Verisov, or it could, like a Verisov. It could actually transpose. We see this a lot. d4, knight f6, knight c3, d5, bishop f4, c5, and then some sort of exchange on d4 by me, resulting in c takes d, e takes d in the same structure. I think it's a little bit lame to play like bishop g4 and trade, as I did, but is rook c8 the right move here? Should we be playing for minority attack? Maybe I should be playing for the minority attack with a6, b5, b4, but it's a little slow. And I like tying him down along the c file. I'm still not fully awake in terms of calculating. I'm awake, but I didn't play chess all day. Third challenge. We've got S4, Asterbate, Morales, Wubba-Dubba-Lub-Lub, Low-Chick. Okay, Low-Chick is challenging me to rate it 2+5. That's not happening. Koto is up next. Della Corta. Della Corta is a player who I think made a very generous donation to the stream. Della Corta, you're a subscriber to the stream as well, if I remember correctly. Okay, queen g3, knight f5. He's walking into this knight f5. Kind of an unusual square. And that could be a problem. This is really odd, though. Yeah, I like this. So it's like all tactics and stuff. Great when I'm not warmed up yet, but I think I can sneak a pawn on him. Yeah, Della Corta, thank you for the generous donation to the stream. I added you to the list of donors. That was awesome. I was surprised to see that the other day. So thanks so much, guys. If you want to donate to support the stream via PayPal, it really helps. And I much appreciate it. We'll try to make the stream as great as we can. Now, queen g4, for some very strange reason that I can't fully comprehend, I thought this somehow was wrong. But now that I look at it, I can't really figure out why it was wrong. I mean, I could play h5, but it just randomizes everything. No, but maybe h5 is the move. Man, I have to play the h5. It's really criminal. Oh no, he's coming. Hey, h5. Gotta love h5, h4, h5. That's all you know about caveman style. Alright. Panda, you just... This is not even about attacking him. It's like we're just trying to force his queen to a different square. We're basically playing h5 to try to win a pawn. Yeah, I thought that he had to play queen h2 to keep the bishop on. But I had a nice variation here, guys. Queen h2, bishop takes f4, queen takes f4, knight on f takes d4, Rook takes d4, e5, which I thought won material. Logic, no. We have to play at least 5 minutes. The minimum is 5 plus 3. I know that I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I'm terrible with every kind of name. I'm sorry. I know you explained it to me once. I'm just trying to say it like it's Hungarian. Alright, anyway. M-L-O-C-I-K. I am mispronouncing your name again. It's the same as 5 plus 3, but it's not the same, and it's just easier if we keep it in a range. And then people, 4 plus 4, you're just being a troublemaker now. He's being a troublemaker. Panda got frozen. How's my camera? He's trolling. I try not to be too serious. So Morwa. Maybe Morwa didn't get warmed up today either. Now we're all over him. Tactics galore. Knight takes d4. Everything rhymes. I'm like rapping. Man, did Morwa just like lose a piece or something? Practically. I think he's actually losing a piece. Oh. It's terrible. Turkey Farm. Thanks guys for subscribing. The camera's good. He is a troll. Don't ask. They add up to the same amount of numbers or something. I didn't count it. 4 plus 4 is the same as 5 plus 3. But 2 plus 5 is not the same as 5 plus 3. What is up, guys? Alright, so we're just winning all sorts of free stuff here. It's like a game show. And now we have... Gotta have tactic here. Come on. Where's my tactic? Come on with the tactic. We're winning a clear something. You can quote me on that. So there's nothing cool I can do. There's just nothing cool. When there's nothing cool, you just have to keep it simple, I guess. I don't really know. I guess he should have taken... I thought he should have taken on d4 there. Rook takes c3 is kind of cute. I'm not sure that's even the best move. I mean, that bishop is a pretty powerful piece. So... Never stop calculating. The key was the panda. The panda attack with h5. Just take stuff and ask questions later. I want that b pawn. It's like the center of his pawn chain. His knight gets trapped on d6. Morwa is toast here. But he have the feeling he wasn't warmed up. Or else he's just tired. You know, it's... No. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock at night there. I think Morwa's probably just tired. So the 10 a.m. stream will be good for him. And other players of his ilk. Morwa on Fridays, I'm going to make the morning stream so that it will be, what, afternoon, 4 p.m. for you. He's not giving up without a fight. He's not giving up. This is just too brutal. No. Alright, he resigned. Alright. Let's have an argument about something silly. Look at all these subscribers we've got. S4, Acerbate, Morales, Delacorta, Bob, Testosterone. I'm going to play subscribers first, guys. I'm keeping the Friday system in place. The morning Friday stream will be, you know, just whoever challenges me. You guys can challenge me anything between 5 plus 3. What did we play last time with S4 now? I'm going to play another Caro Khan. I try to play extra solid against him. You know, I'm probably playing more Caro Khans against like S4 than most players because I feel like it's an excellent thing to play against people who try to play wildly. It frustrates them. If you play like Shirov, actually Shirov's pretty good with the white side of the advanced Caro Khan, but just as an example, you know, Morozevich or someone nutty, you know, crazy tactical. I'm rich in challenges. We've got 100 donation from S4. Move 11 for 40. Merle Dixon with 11. We need someone to activate the football emotes again. Alright. The pawn us here. This is actually not such a stupid line. He's playing like b3. It supports that. That c4 might be interesting at some point. Pretty unorthodox stuff, but the idea of c4 is quite fundamental in this opening, I think. Of course, you know, it does look a little slow. But I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do here. Undermining with c5 is logical, but at the same time, I'm opening up the position. I'm not that well developed. Let's say like c5, c4. He's also got bishop e5 check. So what other options do I have? Just hanging around waiting to be chopped up by a c4. Interesting. b3 against the advanced Caro-Kann. You know, it's oftentimes like natural moves just sort of appeal, but I don't see that here. Camel Culture is rating with a party of 10. All right. You think most players at your level, Bob, get freaked out by the Scandinavian? What's up, Camel Culture? Rating party. The reigning rating party. I don't know, man. I just can't really think of what I'm supposed to do against this b3. Should weaken his dark squares a little bit. All right, let's just do something. I mean, c5, it feels kind of risky. But at the same time, he did play b3, which isn't really a developing move. So he's not really ahead in development. He's ahead in space in terms of e5, so I have to be careful. Novelty against more experienced player. You know, I somehow doubt that this position is a novelty. I just don't think that's likely. But on the other hand, probably not that many strong players have played it. Bishop b5 there. That's a weird line. Looking at like getting my queen trapped on c3. If I had a free move, queen a5 check, knight c3, queen takes, bishop d2. No, that doesn't work. All right, we're good. We're good, but we need to further our development here, which isn't so easy. There is like bishop g4. That seems weird. Queen b6 makes some sense. This is like queen b6, knight c3 with a threat of, well, nothing immediate, but down the line. How do I get my knight out? There's also bishop g4, which essentially loses time. Man, I don't know. What would the panda do? Hey. Hey, raiding party, what are you doing here? The panda got to play h5 a minute ago. I mean, he supported the idea of h5 wholeheartedly. He's my alter ego. I try to do sound stuff. See, c takes d4 doesn't appeal. Bishop g4 might not be a bad idea here. Losing a tempo. Can that be right to lose a tempo? All right, the coffee's gone. Ready to go. What's up, Astrobate? How do you know when is the time to think, had I a free move? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. I'm good. I don't know, Astrobate, are you asking something like, did you mean like, when is the right time to take a long think about a particular move? Because that's sort of... What's the rationale in bishop g4? He's, he's kind of fishing around with bishop e5, b3. I feel like he's wasted some time. He hasn't developed that efficiently. And bishop g4, I'm putting pressure on d4, and I feel like that's kind of a weak point in his position. But the other rationale with it is to get... This is kind of long term. But to get another, good square for my knight. To free up a good square for the knight. Now he's playing bishop a3, which looks like we're playing the Winnower French now or something. All right, chop chop, man. We take the material and ask questions later. Putting pressure on d4. I'm winning a pawn temporarily. I'm going to let him smash my pawn structure, because I think my king is pretty safe here on f8. It's straight out of the Winnower French. He's got problems with the e5 pawn. I'm up a pawn. It's not that easy for him to attack my king on f8 on a dark square. I'm actually getting out of the pin from the bishop on b5. There's a lot of benefits here to this, as unorthodox as it might seem. But I'm not sure, you know, bishop g4 was the best move. I'll be curious to see what it says after. Chesspotzer WAL is new here. We did have someone logged on as Chesspotzer not that long ago. And someone was like calling them chess poster by accident. Okay, so, well, the situation is greatly simplified. He's playing c3. Huh. So we're up a pawn with maybe some minor compensation for white. He does have a safer king. I'm pretty surprised to see the queen recapture. Thinking he was going for knight c3, knight a4, knight c5 type of stuff. I mean, my knight has to develop, and e7 is as good a square as any, and it guards this. But at the end of the day, you know, my king again isn't really fully safe, and he's down a pawn, but he seems to have compensation based on the blockading of my pawns, you know, so. In the meanwhile, his knight can come to a pretty good square over there at f3. So I don't know. I don't know about this. Was this really good? Now he's got a pretty strong plan of like knight d4 at some point. You have to bust the panda attack again. I'm a little bit concerned about this position now. Little bit concerned that, you know, it wasn't really worth, you know, winning a pawn to suffer. But on the other hand now, well, if I move my knight, I lose my pawn on c6, and I don't really like that. So, what are we going to do about it? Don't like this rook here. He's got more time than me. He has the initiative. Really creative. Frank Marshall Castle. What did that say? I can't read. Finnish Manual Castle? Where did you come up with that? Alright, c5. My god. Yeah, I feel almost fortunate I can even make this move. I think a lot of people would have maintained the blockade with b4. I mean, my pawn's not going anywhere. And he can still even stick his knight on d4. No, he can't. But anyway, that was an idea. I thought that b4 was a good move there. But s4 is playing kind of quick. Natalia Volara says, I'm new. Hello, my friends. What's up? Knight d4. Wait a minute now. I said this wasn't possible, but it is. But it is. Anyway, it doesn't do anything. I don't care about that. We don't have to take it. So let's say I play g6 now, weaken my king side a little bit. Got all kinds of crazy ideas after that. Kind of like g6, king, g7, but I might have some problems with my safety of my king. I don't have a better idea. I guess h6. No, h6, king, g8 might be an argument for that. I mean, I could take probably and play with the queen against the two rooks there. Take, and, you know, play king e7 with queen against two rooks. It doesn't look too clear. I'm not calm. I'm like very nervous inside. Now we need to like blockade it. Panda, hey, they always play h5. It's always a good move. Okay. Can you see me? Huh. H5, H4. Alright. Panda is obsessed with this. We're trying to get him treatment. And his owner as well. So, we're just kind of making it up as we go along here. But I'm up a pawn. I've got my c-pawn pushed up to c5. That's a good thing. We got our knight to a good square. We're improving things. We weakened our king side a little bit. He was aiming for f6. That was my concern when I played that. Yeah, he's finding the best practical chances for the most part, I think. Any reason not to play queen b4? Can I hear a reason not to play queen b4? Alright, well, we're running out of time. So Bob is taking over the Spanish. All right. I don't know if I trust Bob like translating in any language. We'll try to put anything Bob says into Google. You know, Google Translate just to make sure. Queen b4. I have like a reasonable first grade level Spanish, so I'm basically understanding whatever we say. My king is not fully safe here. Not fully safe, but it's safe enough for the time being. We've got to be creative about the position of my king. It's right now he's looking at like, yeah, I thought he was going to go queen e3. I don't know. He's heading for a6. Rook g8, we can induce some weaknesses, get a little bit of threats going on. He had to play that. Now I can play h4. I don't care too much about... Yeah, the problem is he plays queen a6, he's on my rook. Then I have to play rook c7. What if I play queen e4, he plays rook a6 to c? That's nasty. So I don't have time for that, and my king isn't really safe. Alright, I just have to react and play quickly here. We'll just have to be creative. Alright, connect the old rooks and put the king on like h7, I guess. What's up, man? Thanks everybody for watching, subscribing to the stream. I'm not confident enough in my Spanish to speak Spanish. Try to really speak Spanish in the stream. It's just been a little bit too long. Well, Hungarian we can do. The Russian and the Spanish we're gonna have to practice a little off stream. Jó napot kívánok. Jó estet kívánok. Means good evening, good day. Though the English only rule can be interpreted as such. Is Hungarian hard to learn? Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I've been there for like 14 years and I'm still second grade level. If that tells you anything, you know, I mean, not easy would be my description of it. I'm just trying to keep it simple here with our limited amount of time. "27 seconds with increment." Are foreign conversations really that much of a problem? I don't think so. I don't really know like how many Twitch streams like forbid foreign conversations. I have no idea. I didn't even make up the rule. What is this? Kicking my queen back to a bad place. Can I take the pawn? Queen takes, h3, queen g5 check. Looks a little awkward. Let's not say we did and just keep our queen where it can stay relevant. S4 is keeping the pressure on. He never falls behind in the clock. H3 a good move, no doubt. No doubt. I have the king safety issue because of the pawn does H5. If the pawn was on H6, I'd obviously be like much more compact right about now. Oh no. Now things get interesting. Around the back. You know he's got to do something here. He traded queens. All right, I didn't expect that. Wow. Did not expect the trade of queens. Because it's not his style, really. I thought he would play f4, but I guess it weakened his king too much. Alright. You're speaking Hungarian, but this is not a time to be doing when I have 10 seconds left. Don't expect my Hungarian, answers with 10 seconds. Maybe like when I'm not playing in a very big time pressure situation, we can do that. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy went wee wee wee. How does that go again? This just goes down. And it's comical, but we're just winning the pawn. Anyway, I'm just crazy. I'm saying stupid stuff. Alright, this is winning for black, but it's going to take a little bit of work. He's just annoying. Annoying me. We're going to be 2 pawns up, and then he's going to have another weakness on e5 as well to make his life even more fun. So, we mopped up. Check and check. You don't normally want to check the king up, but anyways. I like h4 and just take everything. He resigned. I thought he would play it out a little bit more, but this should be winning like this 4 on 2 amoeba here. Those 4 against these 2 on e5 and f4. All right, no politics. Let's just play some chess. Aster Bates up next. Thanks guys for watching and playing. No troublemaking, Bob. I know you're a troublemaker. Try to stay focused. Try to stay focused, Bob. You won't get after school punishment. Okay, e4 Scandinavian. Someone was mentioning the Scandinavian. You have to translate every sentence to ensure nothing bad is being said. Saltigo didn't think about that. Like, they can type bad words in other languages too. Now you have to do it for every possible language, Saltigo. You have to program MooBot for every possible language. You have a good friend. All right, bishop e5 check. Naj Baratam. I play this knight on bd7 a lot. Who is that typing in Hungarian? Tom Alir, okay. It's a non-Hungarian typing Hungarian. This is a kind of dubious line for black. But it's fun. The whole Scandinavian with knight f6 I think is kind of dubious. But in addition, bishop b5 check. The main line is bishop to d7. Yeah, don't molest the Saltigo. The very controversial decision off stream. I agree. So where are we? a6. Okay, bishop e2. Anyway, guys, we won 2 games featuring h5 so far. So the Ponda is pretty psyched about that. Now I played b5. I had a game very similar to this many, many years ago against Eddie Levi, Australian FIDE Master and Australian FIDE Master. I managed to draw. Wait, I won that game. Made my first IM norm in that tournament. So, Tigo. Soul Tigo. Bob, you're getting closer and closer to trouble. Just focus on the game. So, guys, we've got... should I take this pawn? Or should I try to take it with my roundup? This roundup does not cause cancer. Knight b6. I hope there's not some sort of like knight takes b5 tactic. That would be bad. Alright, that took a lot of time to regroup this pawn though. 3 losses in a row. I'm picking up steam against Saul. I think I'm Voya. I am Voya has a Babelfish. And then BD5. Do you think does he speak English at all, or does he not speak English? I never watched him speak. Okay. This is the one strong point in White's position, I think. The fact that he has absolute control of E5. I agree. That gives him a decent game. You know, I would argue that White is still okay here. It cost him some time to go like b5, bishop b5, back to b5. That's not really normal. I mean, once he plays bishop b5, he's kind of committed. I think that after that, knight of bd7, Alexander Ivanov and I had a game where we played c4. And I ended up losing. C4 is like the critical move. I actually looked at this with the Scottish Grandmaster Jonathan Rowson years ago. It was like c4, a6, bishop takes d7. I've also had games with c4, a6, bishop a4. Alright, now, can we break with c5? Or is he going to waste me with some sort of knight takes b5 tactic? Oh, man. This happened. It happened. Now we need to calculate. Mr. Asterbait getting too feisty. Man, this is scary. But I'm going to have to just bite the bullet and take. And then the second question is, should I play c6 and try to navigate that? Or should I just play king e7 and just live with my king in the center of the board? Well, my rook is covering against bishop a3, which is good. Yeah. But this is absolutely a mess, and I don't like it. c6, maybe that's the lesser of the evils, but I mean, then I'm losing a lot of material. Knight takes. Oh, man. Queen b6 or something. That's a mess, too. Knight a7 check. Oh, man, this is super weird. c6, knight takes, queen d7. Kind of like that. And then if knight a7 check, that was a stupid idea. No, c6, knight takes, queen b6. That's the idea. Don't play queen d7, but queen b6. And then if knight a7 check, I have knight d7. And like his knight is trapped. This is some crazy stuff here, guys. All right. But nice combination, Asterbait. This just might be enough or more than enough for White to have compensation for the piece. So, Antonio says, I tried once the Portuguese gambit and bishop b5 check and c4 really kills it. I don't think it's that simple, Antonio. You mean this line instead of the Portuguese gambit? Like you wanted to play, you just didn't like this line? Natalia said, I came here because I saw this man through YouTube. He's very handsome. I like when people call me handsome. Hopefully they're talking about me. Alright, no, this is not critical, Asterbait. You should play... Oh, man. Oh, no. Close that out. Where did it go? Ah. I want to go to this position. No. Asterbait's supposed to play knight takes. Not bishop takes. I mean, bishop takes is one thing. Okay, we'll get to that. But so this was such a cool variation, Asterbait. I'm so sorry you didn't go into knight takes c6, queen b6, and I can't draw an arrow, but queen b6. And I think that's actually good for me. But it's really very complicated. But we'll see after the game. Here I should be pretty okay. Pretty okay. Queen c7. Where do you want to go? I can't trap the knight, so. Okay, he has 3 pawns for a piece, which, you know, in an endgame, it's very good to have 3 pawns for a piece. But I think when you're talking like opening or middle game, it's much less. It's much more questionable as to whether like these 3 pawns are enough for the piece. Is it useful that lichess allows arrows for impossible moves? Probably not particularly useful. Probably not. I need to develop, and that knight is an offender, so that needs to... You know, that's something I'd like to get rid of from my side of the board, from my perspective, the knight on e5. We haven't played h5 yet. Thanks, guys, for joining my stream. Thanks all for donating 110 bits. Move 11. Merle Dixon, guys, you're awesome. You can also donate via PayPal. I appreciate it. All right, so the knight on e5 remains a thorn in the proverbial side here. Yeah, and he's got c4, which is going to be pretty annoying at some point. I guess I ought to really seriously consider just taking this. It's so powerful. It's worth the bishop. It really is. So now we'll just go about our business with a knight for 3 pawns. And interesting game. But all of our pieces are developed. I mean, unlike these guys, they're sort of at home. I think that black has full development here. So I kind of like black a little bit. All the people play with me through lichess. That's right. We're doing exclusively lichess. I have the powerful world of tactics. Like, I'm looking at crazy stuff. There's a funny line. c3, rook takes a2. Acerbate. You're not threatening anything with that move. You're threatening to threaten something. You don't know how to send a challenge. Well, if you go on lichess, you just click, you know, you find someone's name, Acerbate or mine, which is Sparkle Horse. You could just hover your mouse over them, and then you'll get like their whatever profile you want to call it. Go to their profile. You can challenge them. Acerbate's just gonna lose now. He lost his key pawn and c pawn. Really cagey sacrifice, Acerbate. One of these days you're gonna get me. You're not quite ready yet. I mean, it is a massive rating difference between Acerbate and myself, almost 1,000 points. It's not really, you know, you're not really expected to score against someone 1,000 points higher. Too many games out of 100, I would say maybe 1 or 2 points. If you got 1 or 2 points out of 100, a lot of people get put off. They're like, oh, I lost like 20 games in a row. You know, most people around 1,500 generally don't challenge me because it's too depressing to lose again and again. But I think you learn from it, and it's good. It's good. Here we're just winning, and we're lucky that he didn't play that more complicated version of the sacrifice. I want to see just for a moment. We got a lot of challenges, but I want to see just for a moment after. Now, he has that last chance. You see, this is good. He understands. What's his only chance? Back rank mate, and he plays for it, you know? I could easily just not be talking too much, play rook takes, lose the game. No longer, because I've guarded against the back rank threat. We've got king h7. I try to make the stream accessible to all levels, you know, not just advanced players, not just beginners. A little bit of everything. My name is Sparkle Horse on lichess. You can challenge me. I don't know how many challenges I'm going to get to. We've got our subscriber challenges first. Morales, Delacorta, and Bob, and Chestosterone. I'm going to play as many as I can. Alright, that's it for Acerbate. He's done. Alright, he's going back to the woodshed to go over the game and see what he did wrong very soon. Well, Wednesdays is going to be not a stream for the summer. We're going to do streams every other day except for Wednesdays and Saturdays. Fridays is the day when I'm going to play everyone. I'm going to just take all the challenges in a row. The woodshed sounds... I think Emery Tate meant it like that. You know, I always wondered about Emery and the woodshed, what that meant exactly. But the woodshed, you know, had its subliminal meaning, but it was basically the place where he went to do his analysis, I guess. Anyway, it doesn't have to be an awful place. It could be a cool place where they keep the tools, you know. So Morales is up next. Morales from Spain, and he's a tough player for his rating, 2053. Giving me some tough games, 19 points against 71. Now, he's played me... You're getting close to 100. It's 90 games so far, Mr. Morales. Strange. Okay, the Sling Blade. I love Sling Blade. That was a great movie. I mean, that was like one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. But, you know. Yeah. We don't have to reference that, though. All right, Morales playing the Budapest Gambit. I forgot he plays this. We've had a number of games. I think that most masters consider Bishop F4 a little bit better than Knight F3, but it's not so easy. We've had some strange games where Morales tries to castle queenside. That's very odd. I don't know if he's still trying to do that, but for the most part, you're not supposed to castle queenside in the Budapest Gambit. It just doesn't really happen. All right, and I mentioned I have been smothered mated here against an old friend of mine. If you don't move your e-pawn and black takes on e5 and you're like talking to a friend and not paying attention, you can get smothered mated with d3, knight d3. My love, I didn't say love of Sling Blade. I just said I thought it was like one of my top 10 favorite movies. You know, it doesn't mean I love it. I mean, I thought it was a well done movie. It was very, very, you know, thought provoking and emotionally powerful. Maybe I'll do movie reviews if you continue like this. Look at this, knight takes f3, knight d4. Why do I want to play queen c2? I have no idea. Something is like, there's this weird alien power that's like drawing me to playing queen c2 for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever played that in my life. I think that most people just take on e5 and then play bishop e2. I had an old program, the Chessmaster, one of those Chessmaster things. It was always playing this line for black. So top 10 is love. Well, you know, unless you've only seen like 12 movies in your life, then it's to be devil's advocate. All right, so queen a4 check doesn't win a piece. Note to self. Does it help to chase his knight back to c6? He's done this before. I think he's trying to do it again, but d6 is probably like a main line. Aliens. Yeah, Aliens is in the top 10, or at least Alien. I'm not sure about Aliens. I always get confused, like, which one is... You mean Ancient Aliens? That's a TV show. But if you want to go with sci-fi movies, I mean, yeah. You gotta... Anybody who likes sci-fi movies has to put Alien, like, in the top 10. Bishop d7. People are constantly asking me, he's going to try this castling queenside. What is it with that, Morales? Just castle kingside and play chess. Don't try to castle queenside. He's crazy with that. All right, let's try to play against his bishop. Has he done this before? Some sort of bishop a4? That's weird. Yeah, maybe this happened once before, like knight b3, bishop a4. Should I just play a3 and call his proverbial bluff? No, queen a4 didn't win a piece. It just would have made him play like knight e5. If I snatch the knight first. Well, I snatch his knight, he snatches my knight, and then what the heck is going on? Yeah, you're making me think like you might be right. Bishop takes e5. Bishop takes d2. No, it's check. No, it's nothing. Alright, Bob. Get out of here, Bob. Get out of here, Bob. Stop making me think about unnecessary stuff. The prehistoric attack. Alright, trying to keep it entertaining here, guys. What's up? Mondays, we play blitz and rapid chess. Tuesdays, tomorrow, guys, we're gonna have a rapid tournament, 7+2. Once a week, I host a tournament. Just kind of play and have a fun tournament here on lichess. It's 7+2. I think we're due for 7+2 tomorrow. What is up? How many times did I play with the chess master, whatever it was, in this line? Yeah, I mean, I don't like g5. It looks like you're getting a little carried away, but it makes some sense if you insist on playing prehistoric attack. Yeah, I mean, maybe now I have to be careful. I mean, really, h5, h4 makes some sense. So, I mean, I'm not sure I want to provoke. Panda's all over. He's like, hey, h5. This is going to be like the record number of, hey, yeah. Wait, where's the camera? I need my glasses. Where's h5 again? Okay, it's on that side. Yeah. Panda's drunk. I think he's been getting into the sauce or something. Okay, bishop g3, h5. No. I don't like it. I got to take here. Unless you want to be really, really crafty and play like rook e1. It sort of just lets him open the g file. I don't see how that benefits me. Probably I should just chop. And now he's got to be like, all right, I give up my bad bishop, my outside the chain bishop, and he can't really castle kingside anymore. He's going to have to castle queenside now, which, I mean, he may be okay, but he might also just be slightly worse because he has, like, weaknesses and stuff. I might have f4. I could try stuff like queen a5 if he takes with the pawn. Rook g1. Darn. h5. I don't want to see that h5. I know. That's... No, I mean, if I play bishop g3, it's just fuel for the fire. I mean, I think that the more time I waste, the more justified you are. I don't want to do it, but I have to do bishop takes e5. And yeah, rook e1 was possible, but it seems silly. So now you're basically either going to castle into a weakened kingside, or you're going to castle into a sort of semi-exposed position. The general rule is that any kind of pawn move weakens your position, and I tell this to people all the time, though they never believe me. I'm just kidding. But it's true. Like, any sort of pawn move weakens your position. This is just a general rule you can really put faith in. What am I going to do on b6 now? Queen d5? Alright, let's do it. Let's just provoke him into weakening himself more. Yeah, I thought you meant rook e1, Bob. Rook e1, yeah, it just looks like he would have, like, traded pawns, effectively. Like, trading his g-pawn to create an open line. That's bad enough. I don't want to do that. For the sake of playing a fancy move. JCS, what's up? Can I click on the emoji face and drop some sludgy emotes? Right. That's the Joker emote, and we can thank Soltigo for that. Alright, bishop c6 was a really heads-up move. Bishop f3. Perhaps bishop g4 is even interesting. This is getting weird, but I like it. Maybe I'm crazy. You know, it's possible that I'm just getting myself in trouble here. Maybe big trouble. Maybe I did it now. I probably did something bad with this move. This was a little bit too fancy. This may be bordering on hope chess. h5, bishop f5 is my deep idea. I thought I could wedge it in there, but I'm not sure this is a good plan. Not sure it's a good plan under any circumstances. Probably not a great plan. Yeah, let's not do that again. I'm too distracted by the chat and not focusing enough on the game. All right. Great job with the emote. So we got 3 emotes. We got the Joker emote. We've got the Sludgy God mode emote, and we've got the Sparkle Pony emote. You gotta admit the Sparkle Pony emote is pretty much rocks. All right. But I'm not a brony. Bishop g4. What's he doing? You're not castling queenside. I don't know why I'm preventing him from castling queenside. But basically, Morales' plan was to play b6 when he played bishop c6. And I can play queen a6, but my queen is out of play. All chess is hope chess if your opponent is strong enough. My horse is amazing. So what's he thinking about here, really? You know, let's play h5. The panda is like revving up for h5 over there. I'm concerned about h5 though. After bishop f5, wow, he just pulled the trigger on that. Now, I mean, f5 becomes an issue, so I must have to do this. And I don't really want to play e4. I don't really want to play g4 either, but he might force me to do so. Of course, if my bishop is that strong, I mean, maybe g4 is even okay. Queen f6, what am I doing? Now I'm going to have to play e4. I can't be playing g4. And e4 weakens my central squares. It's very bad to play e4 because of like the control of d4. That's enough reason. But he's got other problems, you know, to solve. Like, if his queen goes to f6, he'll be dropping c7 in some lines. Yeah, I'm playing without a plan here. I don't like it. Been playing without a plan for a while. So Morales is pretty good. Okay, let's get back to the center. This may be a bad move too, but I got to do something. Yeah, I think black might be just better now. Man, I don't like this. It's creeping me out. Maybe I bring my bishop back to like c2 if he attacks it. Can I avoid any strong attacks against my king side? You know, hopefully he can't get like a queen like the g4. Not a very exciting game. I'm not happy with this game. Bob is in the you're sent to the corner, Bob. What's up, everybody? Tomorrow we're going to do 7+2 rapid tournament. Yeah, this concerned me earlier. Okay, but if you look at the position, it's kind of funny. Like, he has no way to attack my bishop yet. I mean, he could attack it. Actually, he has queen c5, so I shouldn't say that, but that's not that clear. He's pausing for station identification with b6. I don't know. What am I doing exactly? Hard to make progress here. h3. Okay, I could always go back here and drop the bishop back to e2 if worse comes to worse. Play g4, maybe now. Actually, g4 looks good now that the diagonal's closed. Only the h file could get me, really. So we frustrated Morales. Yeah, this is a nice trick because he has b3, queen takes a3. b3, queen takes a3. We just go postal on him. Alright. You just help yourself. He has to exchange rooks first in order to do that combination without losing all his stuff, which looks pretty dangerous. Now, what? Oh, man, I don't know. Multi-ball. About to flag. So irritating. And he's on that pawn again. No. That actually works. I didn't take anything. This is a mess. I'm going to have to take a draw here. Because the queen side's too strong. I just don't think I'm winning in this position. I think this is a draw. Let's see. Computer says I'm winning. My God. I gave you a draw in a winning position. I mean, I have no idea, but I'm afraid of the A pawn. I'm very, very afraid of that A pawn queening. But I guess I'm faster. You know, I should check, and then sorry, not that check, but I should check and play queen takes h7. Okay, I was thinking, yeah, you got a pawn too, but honestly, well, the computer's evaluation is going down, and my engine is really slow. Okay, but probably some of the fast computer, this will be much closer. The evaluation will be like under a pawn. So I don't think I was like handily winning. You know, this is actually a very complicated queen ending. I'm c5. Wow, yeah. That's a very hard move to find, and it's still like one pawn according to the computer. I don't know. What was the question we had about this game at one point? I don't remember now. I don't remember. I mean, black played g5. The computer has an interesting idea here. Bishop takes g5 and f4. That's interesting, you know, but I don't think it's convincing. There's a couple of games that actually reach this position. Huh. All right, guys, let's move on. Good game. I don't know. Apparently I was better, but I don't think I'm winning. You know, I think it's just better for white. Winning is way beyond my horizon there. I mean, even the computer can't claim that it's winning, you know, with a 1.4 advantage. But I was kind of a little unsure. Next time you castle long. I don't know. That's why we reached a weird position. Quite rare. Because you're playing some kind of sideline within that main variation that just isn't typically played. Okay, Della Corta is a relatively new subscriber to the stream. Okay, 1725. Yeah, the Kali system. What do we do? Queen's Indian or c5. I usually do some combination of the above. But I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't happy with that game. I felt like I was fishing around. I didn't really have an advantage, and I was kind of lucky there. Morales got too frisky with the move bishop a4. You know, and he allowed me a lot of threats there. There was no need to do that. I think you would have been fine had you not done that. The theory is very, very murky. So it's the Kohli-Koltanowski system for white. Oftentimes they play an early a3 in these type of lines. Never quite sure when it's necessary and when it's not. Let's see, like cd, ed, knight b4, bishop e2, and then queen c7, for example. c3. You play like that, maybe. I don't know. Is this good for me? It looks like I'm putting my knight in a exposed position on b4 to drive you back to e2. And is it justified? Is the million-dollar question. How do you defend? I know what you do. This is probably bad for me if I play queen c7, because you have just simply a strong move in This was a stupid idea by me. Well, at least in that form. Maybe I can go here, and it's just kind of weird. But I don't trust this. It feels like I wasted some time. Don't trust this. Will Skinner just posted your challenge. Yeah, you can get to play because you are a subscriber. But I think this was wrong. This was probably wrong. I'm not supposed to play knight b4. I forgot you could play c4, ironically. That's sort of dumb. It's interesting, though. I mean, is it justified? I have ideas of going here. That's pretty artificial, though. You know, I think that honestly, that's extremely artificial. Now, bishop b4 was one of my ideas, another great idea of mine, and also extremely artificial. Specializing in artificial moves. But if I can get his bishop, then all is well with the world. I think. My knight is like a vulture on f4. So what was he supposed to do then? Well, I mean, you could play c4 and then knight f4 and knight bishop back to f1. I mean, it's definitely possible. And the other idea is g3, just physically preventing knight f4. Become the theory. Just, yeah, I think Will Skinner will get to play. We've got time. We've got Bob, Testosterone. This is a new opponent. Will Skinner, Soltigo. Soltigo challenging to 5-5. It's a rare time control. All right. We are at the current position. No. All right, we've got to take that. We're lucky we even get his white squared bishop. But as is often the case, you waste a lot of time trying to grab this bishop pair, and in the meantime, you're not developing your pieces. White still has furthered his or her development beyond black. It seems like bishop e7 would be the move. And on d5, I'm being Freudian, because on c4, I meant to say, I'm going to play d5. Being Freudian, not really, but whatever. You understand what I mean. It's a Freudian mistake. I said d5 when I was trying to say c4 because that was my intention. Just don't do that by accident and give away your plans. So, very, very solid position for both sides here. I'm happy to have the bishop pair. The white square bishop is a useful piece. I mean, could become quite strong. At the moment, it's blocked by its own pawn on d5, which is actually, it's funny. Like, I want to have the bishop open for the diagonal, but at the same time, I want to have a strong pawn on d5. So it's kind of a paradox. And I mean, the same thing is kind of the case for bishop b2. Unfortunately, I don't have time for deep thoughts here, so we're just going to make some pretty standard moves. You might want to consider playing knight to d7 to just get rid of the knight on e5. Another idea is knight e4, a little more cagey. Will Skinner says, hey guys, what's your opinion on this? I want a game in a really strong style against 1900 plus in Rapid. Opinion is, congratulations. Wait, did you tell us that you were going to this tournament? You have to travel about the town momentarily. How does that list look again? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? So what? Don't know what we're talking about. Hanging pawns. I have an idea, but it's a little bit off center. You want to keep your pawns together, or would you like your pawns? How would you like your pawns? All right, now this a4 square was appealing to me. We can also shift this. queen e8 was my original plan, but I sort of nixed it. I thought we could do something like more traditional, maybe. Queen e8, queen a4, it's cute, but I'm putting my queen far away in an off-center position. I don't think that's really right. Rook e8, knight takes f7. Watch out for sacrifices. Knight d7, still interesting. Whatever. What was that? Whoa. Glad that's gone. I don't have to read it. What was that guy? It's like instantly banned. What's up, Rockin' Eagle? Knight to d7. Like Soltico is all business. You know, he's a good moderator. He knows when to pull the trigger. I was like just starting to read it, and then I was like, well, yeah, this does look a little weird. It was gone. All right, we're playing this a little lazily, I think. Slightly lazy reaction by me. But I don't like knights violating my airspace on my side of the board. You know, this plan of queen e8, queen a4, it's sort of pretty, and it also might be quite useful, putting pressure on a lot of his pawnage. You got to watch for breakthrough tactics like d5 though, and then pin down the line here. That's why I've been thinking about rook e8 for a pretty long time. For rook e8 though, we got to watch out for queen h5. That's annoying, man. Queen h5 is really annoying. Maybe bishop d6. Shifting diagonals. Those bishops look good, but they're only available for a limited time. Got to go in a few. All right, we'll see you later. But thanks for joining us, Mr. Turkey. We had like a living wild turkey was in my yard today, or last night. During my simul, there was a wild turkey up in the tree. It's never ever happened before. Very rarely I'll see them like walking around on the ground. Not in my yard, but around, like near the woods and stuff. But this like huge wild turkey, I didn't even think they could fly. It was like 30 feet in the air, at least. At least 30 feet up in the tree during my simul last night. It was making this weird move, like right at the end. Mr. Turkey. I didn't think they could fly. Like, I thought they're just like land-based animals, like chickens. All right, bishop takes f4. Land-based birds. Bishop takes f4 is tempting. It's very, very tempting, but it would leave him with a powerful passed pawn. I think I'd rather not do that and say I did. It was a full turkey. No, it was a serious wild turkey. It was drinking whiskey and everything. But I wasn't drinking any whiskey when I saw this. I really saw it up in the tree. What's up, Juicebox Wizard? Alright, now we just wreck his pawn structure. You know, this bishop's worth more than that, probably. It's so tempting to do that, but it's also limiting. Let's not limit ourselves. Let's just try for everything. We want everything. The bishop's very powerful. I didn't think that wild turkeys could fly. Like, I knew they could fly a little bit, you know, but like way up in the tree, you know, like 30 feet style. I had no idea they could do that. Okay, I underestimated this move, apparently. Or maybe not. Well, pawn takes pawn looks like a good start. No, I think he just blundered. Delacorte seems solid positionally, but he's getting low on time, and he may have miscalculated here. I think I win a pawn. I mean, bishop c5 check. Winning pawn in some form or another. I think f4 was too much for white. You know, that's where he started to go too far. He overextended. I'm just thinking, should I exchange rooks first, or how should this be done? Yeah, probably. Although, maybe not. I'm very decisive, you know. Rook takes rook, rook takes rook, queen takes d5, bishop takes c5 check. Everything's good. You've also seen turkeys flying, and you were not drunk. That's good. I'm thinking we're just winning a pawn here with no compensation. White has weaknesses. Ooh, we were lucky. He helped us by creating weaknesses in this position, f4 in particular. Merle Dixon has contributed 110 bits today. Saul, 110, move 1140. Thanks, guys. I think I'm going to chop this out or off because it's just okay now. I'm a pawn. Always watch for back rank mate. It's a bad thing that can happen, and you definitely don't want it to happen to you. So queen takes a3 is another pawn, but he's seemingly... Actually, I don't see anything. I mean, I'm actually on his f3 pawn, which looks really good. He has queen d7. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if queen takes a3, queen d7? Or maybe queen d5 check first, king h8, queen d7. I'm probably winning, though. Probably. This feels very greedy. Feels very greedy. He has queen c6. I mean, there are many ways I can avoid getting back rank mated. I have a clean 2 connected pass pawns up. But I'm going to take another one. Take another one and call me in the morning. But you've got to be careful now how you do this. Queen a8. It's kind of awkward. Alright, how about just like rook g8? Give him the a-pawn. Not really the best method here. So I can still navigate this. h6. Getting low on time. There's no mate as far as I know, no perpetual. We have better king safety. You don't have a perpetual, or you do. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He has almost a perpetual. I have to walk out to g6, man. It was queen c8 followed by... That was very awkward. That would have been kind of tricky. Check this out. Like, I probably messed this up to a good degree. So he has queen c8. Apparently it's not a big deal. I can just walk out. It's okay. It's all cool. We just walk out to g6. I was hoping it was okay, but... Alright, we're good. Anyway, luckily. The fat domesticated turkeys can't fly, of course. I'm talking about, you know, the wild ones. Alright, guys. Time is flying here. We've got... what time did I start? 4:30. So we've got... How much time left? Till 7. How long are my streams again? 2.5 hours? Till 7. Wow. Alright, we got plenty of time left. Feels like I've been doing this a long time. Alright. But it's my pleasure. Bob. Bob is up next. So yeah, anyway. I was doing the simul and it was out there making these weird noises. I don't know what it was. I thought it was like a dog or something. In 20 years in this area, I've seen the turkeys, but never up in a tree like that. Apparently they like sleep up there. Guys, I'm taking challenges from all the subscribers first. We lost Turkey Man, but we've got some of our regulars. The house played in the simul. Mule Skinner's a subscriber. Soltiga. Then we'll try to play a couple more games with some of the other guys and girls. Alright, so this is my game with Sedlak Nikola. and I played c4. This was a specially prepared move. Did we play this, Bob? Is this where... No, this is different. This was different. We had a different game the other day, no? Bob played the Queen's Gambit, accepted, and tricked me. Sudlak played e5 against me, which is like a gambit, and I prepared to not take it, although taking it is fine, too. I ended up losing that game. It was really, really heartbreaking. I had a good position. It's not often you get to play like a 2600 player and get a like close to winning position against him and then mess it up. But e6, yeah, well, whatever. I mean, e6 is just a safe move. Not as dynamic as, say, e5. Bishop g2, knight b4, castles, knight c2, knight h4. That's a fun line. This was my intention. You know, there's a lot of lines where I do this to unplug the knight on c2. He tries to come in and win the exchange. But I have no interest in playing knight a3. Some people do that. I think it's very materialistic. The only way to play for the initiative is to, you know, oftentimes like give material and to give material to take control of the game. Bob, thanks for the 125. It's cheer that looks like a turkey. Bob is actually #1 in bits cheer for the week. Knight f6. So he's not going for the material. It has a turkey shape. Definitely has a turkey shape. So guys, tomorrow night, 7+2, we're going to be playing a viewer tournament. I'll be hosting it, as I do every Tuesday, some sort of viewer tournament. Guys have not mentioned Master Fugu is here, overseeing everything with his third eye. Master Fugu had to have, at some point in his afterlife, he had eye replacement surgery. Something undergone very frequently by stuffed blowfish. Bishop d6. Bishop d6 is kind of weird looking. I've probably had this position before. Just developed naturally. If you try to take the pawn on c4, you get a... Yeah, it's kind of a Catalan type of thing. Maybe this isn't such a bad move. I wonder if I should play bishop g5 here. You know, I'm not really sure about it. I don't think this position is easy for white to decide what to play. Now bishop g5. Kind of like bishop g5 now. I mean, I don't think this pawn is going anywhere. We can recapture that in due time. h6, bishop takes f6, etc. etc. Master of camouflage. Yeah, I wanted to see who would notice first, but I gave it away. I couldn't resist pointing it out. All right. Thank you for the compliments on my tan. I stumbled in a game in the lichess opening book with you. Panov where I blundered and moved 7 or something, but your opponent didn't realize it was a draw. Do you know what game I'm talking about? I do not. Panov where I blundered on move 7. It's not like a prearranged draw. Was it? Are you sure that it's a blunder? Because there's a line in the Panov where I play with black that it's like a piece sacrifice, and it's actually a forced draw by repetition. The queen a5, knight c6, queen a5 variation, Mule Skinner. It may just look like a blunder if you use like stockfish, you know, but it may be like I'm regaining the piece or have perpetual check, and then you just have to run the engine far enough to see it. That's the one game I can think of. I don't recall like having a lost position. There was one time I got my queen trapped against one Hungarian IM a few years ago, but that was like deeper into the game, like around move like 12 to 14 or something. I think where I lost my queen against, what is his name? He has a weird name. Yeah, unfortunately Bob fell for my little trap. He has to take with the He has to take with a G pawn here, which is very uncomfortable. Uncomfortable, but more comfortable than losing a piece. He's now losing a piece. For a couple of pawns, no doubt. The fork is your friend. Fish is friend. What is that, like from Finding Nemo? Fish is friend, not food. Fork is your friend. Okay, nothing fancy I can do here. I'm going to have to take and then check to get out of the pin. An amazing check to get out of the pin. Am I out of the pin, though? He has some insane B5 move. Are you serial? Like, pawn takes, knight takes E5. Queen A4 check B5. Queen takes B5 check. Oh, yeah. That's good. That works. I like it. I'm good. He just instantly snapped it off. Bye-bye, Bob. It's lucky that that doesn't work, but he's got C6. I just take and then take the pawn on C4. No, knight D7, queen takes C4. Okay, so he has knight D7. But then we have... What do we have? Knight E4 is a pretty nasty move. We could play knight E4 and then maybe mix that with some sort of tactics and rook D1 type of stuff. Yeah, try to find that game again. Because I had, you know, several draws, probably pre-arranged draw with a friend or something, where we sack a piece temporarily. That's like a really known line, though. There's a million variations where, like, grandmasters and masters have just, like, played these funny forced variations to make, you know, an agreed draw with someone. Bob, you're causing trouble. You're not letting me have my pawn back the way I'm supposed to get. Knight E4, queen F5. Could we go there? Can we do it? Knight E4, queen F5, then what? Oh, I have another move. Nice. This is actually sacking my pawn on B2, but that's actually kind of cool. Let's just go crazy. For the initiative. Knight D2 easier, said Morales. That's probably true. Easier or lazier? Yeah. That was my first reaction. I mean, I'm always looking for the easy way. This is a good move, though. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I don't really want to give up my white squared bishop, though. I mean, I'm going to recapture that pawn on C4. Knight E4 is a little more dynamic. And now I have, some crazy tactics. Knight D4, giving away a piece. That's not good. Rook B1. I like Rook B1. Where does he go? Is his queen trapped, like, in mid-board? Almost. Queen almost trapped in mid-board. Okay, there's, like, B5, maybe. The more I play, the better I play tactically. Rook E1. No, I have knight D4 here. Ooh, that's pretty vicious. Well, Morales' move was easier, but this is more fun. We're definitely having fun now. Kicking Bob while he's down. This is gonna get ugly. He went a pawn grabbing. But he fell for a bad trap. He tried to make it work. I mean, it just was bad. So Bob, I think it's not such a bad setup to play it like a Catalan. Your bishop outside the chain, but queen e7 is just a very bad move. I'm not sure that my bishop g5 is best. One game here from 2014. The dude played queen a4, which is like routine. The Morales move, knight d2. Knight d2 now is interesting. Alright. Now that was a tough luck loss. No, not really. I'm just being nice. Just being polite. Mule Skinner is up next. Is that right? All right. For you guys in Europe, we are going to move the Friday stream to 10 a.m. Now they're going to be like, no, that's not good. Thank you guys for the donations, Bob, Merle Dixon, Saul. We also had for Move 11, just for the first day of the week. Thanks so much. E4 from Mule Skinner. It's been so long since I played a Grand Prix attack with Mule Skinner, but I still want to do something different. Let's play the Pierce defense. 92 is good, though. It's always good in the Catalan. Right? As far as recapturing that pawn. I didn't know if it would be better for everybody, but I thought we got to make somebody happy by moving one of the streams to 10 a.m. on Fridays for the European players. So this is what Mule Skinner does. I forgot about this. He just like forces you to play the Grand Prix no matter what. Eventually, I've got to like do something in the center, I guess. No Grand Prix. I'm not. What is this? The Grand Prix. Somewhere in some Peart's book, this must exist. In the old days, I never recall that being a thing, but Mule Skinner is like an expert. I mean, in all things Grand Prix, you can't fool him. I mean, he knows not to castle there, because if he castles there, you have knight takes e4, followed by d5, like basically simplifying and equalizing. So now c5 transposes for real to the Grand Prix attack. And, yeah, d5 and the tempo loss is interesting, Antonio. I agree, like, that's actually something we got to think about, maybe like c6 here instead of c5. I'm sure that's like a main line. Trying to play some sort of c6. Other options include the Sicilian, which I really would rather avoid. Yeah, I don't have anything better. I mean, to play in Peart's motif, in the motif of the Peart's, I mean, c6. This gives me two options to play for b5 or d5. I'm not really a Peart's player, but honestly, it's very funny that it was my first ever defense to e4 when I first started out, going to my first tournament. The funny thing was, I have no recollection of playing the Peart's in my first tournament. Like my first game where I was black, my opponent played d4. The others, it's just too long ago to even remember. But the first one, you always remember your first tournament game, I would think. So bishop b3. Hope you can play on Friday. I hope so too, Tamalur. You're actually pretty high on the list there. So if you have to leave, you have to go. You have to go, you have to go. When you have to go, you have to go. We started at 4:30, so we got an hour left in the stream. I've still got enough time to play this game. Probably this is out as a rated challenge. We've got enough time for Soltigo, Wubba Tamale, maybe Natalie. We'll see. So, alright, why not speed it up a little bit? What do I do now? Knight a6 or something like that? I'm not really a Peart's player, as I'm trying to say. I started out playing it when I was 1200, and that continued like on an experimental basis occasionally for quite a while, but it was rare that I would play it. Very rare. I think another phase when I was around 2100, I started to play it off and on as a backup to the Sicilian defense. But I never really played it since I reached master level. Alright. Hyper modern. You think there was a short Timon game? Yeah, it makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, JCS. I mean, Short is like a Grand Prix guy, a close Sicilian specialist. And Timon loved the Peart's, so... Yeah, that sounds like 1988, 1988, 1989 style, game. Late 80s. Young Nigel Short against Jan Timman in his prime. Basically, Mule Skinner is trying to trying to do bad things here to me. With the kingside attack, I've got to stay tough, but it may be hard to do. I mean, maybe e5 becomes a strong move at some point. I'm a little bit scared that e5 is going to be a real thing, and I've waited too long to defend myself. I mean, a5 may have been asking too much already. Of course, I can knock out that bishop on b3 whenever I want, but that's not his whole position. I mean, he has the bishop, he has the knight, he has this kingside stuff with queen h4, and I'm getting scared. The king walk game. Oh, that was really I remember that was like in Chess Life magazine when I was a kid. That could have been it. It could have been it. Some kind of weird Grand Prix attack. Nigel was white. He walked his king up to h6. And ended up winning. The olive farmer. So anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe. And also check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Okay. Well, I mean, pawn grabbing is, not my thing, but if I have nothing else to do, grabbing this pawn on b3, is my queen just flat out trapped? Yeah. Unhealthy idea. Always check, like when you check, bishop e3, no good. King h1, queen takes b3, knight d4 resigns. That's pretty nasty. No, I'm going back. What am I talking about? I can win the pawn and go back to b6. Check, king h1, queen takes b3. Then I gotta like knight d4 run away. He's got a strong attack in the interim. Alright, let's try it. This is extremely, extremely materialistic, and it's probably a stupid idea. There's gotta be more constructive things I could do than grabbing that pawn with my queen. Even right now, let's not and say we did. Let's just go here. Let's move pieces away from the king. I mean, I'm still threatening to take the pawn, but there's no knight d4. And I've got knight c5, maybe, potentially. And that's enough arrows for now. Okay, guys, don't forget, tomorrow night, 7+2 rapid tournament. Okay? 4:30 p.m. EDT. See you later. Bye. So the panda has spoken. Just to remind you guys, Tilburg 1993, perhaps. Now the king side. I'm gonna have to grovel. Yeah, this is a scary attack he's got going on. Now I'm wishing my knight was back on f6. Please don't trap my queen. The queen protects f7. It's a defender. I could play like f6 and queen f7 and just kind of, go into like a grasshopper stance or something. Just making this up. Come on. Lose on time. It does look like white has pretty strong practical attacking chances here. But it's not a Sicilian. I haven't played c5. Certain squares like the d5 square is not as weak. I'm serious about playing f6. I'm very serious. But I mean, I don't know if I want to do that right away. I could play maybe knight e5 first, or is that too late already? I mean, knight g5 will already be a serious threat. I might almost have to play f6. He's got that nasty knight d4. Queen f7, knight e6, and then threatening stuff. Knight e5, knight takes g7, queen takes g7, bishop h6. Lose the exchange, but have like compensation kind of stuff. And then other plans are kind of hard to come by here. Knight f6 is the only other plan, really. Just flat out getting mated by some kind of straightforward Grand Prix attack type of thing. I could, yeah, I don't know. I mean, f6, man. Allowing knight d4 looks really, really risky. I like that. I like that move 11. That's awesome. Yeah, good. Good play on the words, man. G takes f6 and then f6? We're still going to have the same problems. What if I did f6? Yeah, I still have to play queen f7. So I need to play like knight e5, but he has knight g5. And then I'm getting in trouble. But maybe that's not so bad. Knight e5, yeah, there's another problem. Knight e5, knight g5, h5. And, you know, I'm never getting out of that. All right. Maybe I'll lose the exchange or something. I can live with that. I can live with that, definitely. I don't even have to take on g7 right away. Take on d3 or something. No. I don't know, man. I don't like this. This is too creepy. Too much of a pawn grab. g5, anyone? The intermezzo. Knight d4, g5. Okay, that move doesn't seem right at all. Mule Skinner must not be listening to the stream. You know, sometimes when that happens, that sort of thing, though, I'm like, oh, yes, he didn't play it. And then, like, this happened to me against this really old master one time. I probably told this story. But this guy, Roman Levitt, he was on the white side of a King's Indian, and he could, like, crush me with his tactic. And I went outside in the hallway, and I was, like, praying he didn't play it. And my friend was like, what's wrong? I said, oh, my God, my opponent has this, like, crushing move. And I'm just, like, waiting for him to play it and praying he doesn't play it, you know. And he was like, oh, okay. So then I went back, and I saw he didn't play it. I was like, yes, he didn't play it, you know. And then I saw, like, his move was, like, 3 times more crushing than the move I was afraid of. Don't get your hopes up too early. That's the moral of that story. Hey, Chi, what's up? Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Can I play blindfolded? I haven't in a long, long time. My record is probably like 6 games simultaneously. And I need to practice to do that. I can play 1 or 2, you know, probably like if I wanted to today. But I haven't in a long time. I could probably do 6 with practice. But more than that, I don't know. You have to be a like specialist. I'm not that good. I'm very visual. You know, if I was really like blinded, I would probably cease to be a master. All right. Maybe that's not true, but I'm being a little harsh on myself. But blindfold chess not my specialty. Like Timur Gareev and Koltanowski, who are making it into a sport. I have g5, bishop takes g5. That's kind of a nice move. I mean, g5, doesn't that win a piece? g5, bishop takes g5, pawn takes g5. Ouch. I mean, that hurts for white. This is all a big major fail, though. Just weakened the f5 square. Probably a huge mistake. Well, sigh. Probably worst case scenario, I can just trade a bunch of pieces and be fine. Queen h3. Knight somewhere. And then knight f5, bishop takes f5. Bishop takes h6, queen takes h6, queen h7. And I'm up a pawn in an endgame with a winning position. Maybe I should go to c5. I don't know. But as I said, so g4 doesn't work. And now I can take another pawn. And while that may seem greedy, that pawn could do a lot of damage because it would actually kick my knight off this key outpost on e5. If he can't do that, he's going to have a hard time generating enough counterplay. Now we trade the queens, except we can't. Okay, that's good. Knight e5. Please don't have anything. It's a little scary looking, but I think it's not anything for white here. So he managed to kind of fend off my immediate attempts to equalize. But then knight on e5 is immovable. This is winning. I mean, I'm eventually winning. I'm up 2 pawns, and the knight is too strong. So he defended everything with that move, rook f1. That's kind of annoying. But he has no threats. No threats at the moment. Maybe this was a mistake. Going right for it. Okay. Reduced to zombie noises now. So much for my mighty knight on e5, but I can't be letting him in there. We'll have to negotiate some sort of deal here. I did manage to mess this up quite a bit, but not that much. Not sure this is even a good move. All right. What kind of move is queen h4? Like, seriously. Ew. Wait. Are you seriously mating me here? Wow. Okay, that's weird. I walk away? Queen takes. Queen h5. Rook g7. Check. Well, you're winning stuff there. I have queen c4. Also a good move. This is embarrassing that I let him get this much play. Well, that's fortunate. That I didn't get mated, at least. Now I'm up a pawn in an endgame. Better than nothing. Better than losing on time. I really screwed this up. Good job hanging in there, Mule Skinner. Black is still seriously better, but I need to fight hard. It's kind of a weird move, trading rooks, in a way. Mobilize the armada. Man, not so easy. Wow. All right. That's gone. That pawn is gone. So we're back to 2 pawns up. Well, we were for a moment anyway. We're still 2 pawns up. He's doing a good job, though, making it difficult. Making my life difficult. Oh no, I blundered. I did blunder. Oh my god. Now it's going to be like a knight endgame from hell. But here I have this. Then he has another move? Are you serious? He has 92. Just 92, and it's still unclear. He couldn't find the move fast enough. Doesn't work because of rook e4. I thought you had rook c2. So I'm apparently winning here by d4, but that's like pure luck. I'm up a pawn. You know, I wasn't confident that this was winning. Crazy game. All right, I think around move 19, his queen was lost to my bishop. Let's see. Quick check. According to Russell N. Around move 19. Well, I mean, no, I threatened it, and then he took, and it was sort of weird. Like I could have played g4, but he plays queen h4. Yeah, there's nothing clear, that I could see. Let's finish up a couple more games, guys, while we still have time. Soltigo, what do we got? Soltigo, I'm taking the subscribers. Soltigo Nefidov. Juicebox Wizard. Too late to challenge today? Yeah, probably. How have you been? You decided where you're going to move to? Alright. Soltigo. Guys, I'm playing as many challenges as I can. I have like 40 minutes left. It'll be Nefedov, and then the guys from the top. Yeah, let it go, Bob. Wow, that's a weird move. Weird move, F5. Soltigo getting pretty. The F5 pawn, very weak. He'll play G6. He has other problems, like the E6 square. This is not a good opening for black. C5, F5. At least in tandem with knight D7 looks very strange for black. I could play knight to G5 here. But I think that would be a little bit slow. You like the new background? I've got the Master Fugu. This is our pet blowfish. He is a FIDE master, officially. Stronger than most. Castles. Just a very strange position. I think black's position is utterly unsound. He has weaknesses everywhere. I decided to castle and then we'll try to refute this thing. There are openings where you can play D5, F5. I mean, I can't analyze here, but I mean D4, C5, D5, F5, that's the so-called, what is it, Clarendon court defense, played by some IMs. What is an IM anyway? Knight takes D4, and we're hitting F5, E6, he has to move the knight now. This is just a really, really weakened kingside for black. So, I mean, it's something you might see in the Leningrad Dutch, but he's not developing his kingside, you know. I can play B4 here. Does that strike anyone's fancy? I mean, B4, knight to E4, knight takes E4, knight takes E4. Looks good. Good enough to eat. No, this was not anticipated. This is getting a little bit too weird now. Well, how you want to do this? Knight takes F5, bishop takes F5, B takes siege, or not take anything? He's just creating randomness. I'm winning a pawn now. This is like the stream where I get materialistic, it looks like. I'm grabbing A pawns all over the place. I try not to be too materialistic, but that's just sounds like I don't live by what I say. Yeah, grabbing the pawn. It's a juicy pawn. But it's a useful pawn. I mean, that pawn will kick my knight out of B5 later on, you know? I mean... And plus we're hitting his valuable white squared bishop. His other bishop is a pawn. Panda. Our mascot. Hey. Panda is... Pawn, P-A-W-N, get it? So he's now trying to outstrip me in development. And almost succeeding. How much more pressure can he bring to bear? We don't have a bear. Pet bear. F3 doesn't really appeal. This is annoying, man. You're actually posing real problems. Darn. I don't have time. That is super, super annoying. I actually don't have time to defend the c4 pawn. Wow. OMG. What am I gonna do? It's like he has legitimate counterplay now. Wow, that's just not right. That's just not right. Oh my gosh. What am I gonna do? Where do you come up with this nonsense? Man. Knight b5, just nothing. Bishop takes pawn. Got your pawn back. Wow, that is so irritating, and I don't have a good move. f3 is not recommended. Man, that just refutes everything. Can't believe it. What am I gonna do? Play queen d3 and take on e4? Looks ridiculous. Every variation looks stupid. How could I grab this pawn there? Man. I don't believe this. Give the pawn back. I'll just give the pawn back. I don't have a better idea. I'll give him the pawn back. It's not really enough, but I've got to do something. Giving the pawn back for some sort of compensation. You didn't take it? Wow. He doesn't want it. But now I have time to seriously defend it. Someone suggested queen c2 earlier. Not my favorite move. I mean, if I could just keep this pawn, I'm happy. Everything's fine. I feel like Ivanchuk, you know, he does crazy things like take pawns on a7, and then it's like it all works, but I'm not him, you know, that's the problem. I'm just like human. Not normally my style. I just can't believe he had any compensation. His position looks so bad. After this, it just looks outrageous. Like, I have to take the pawn. What else would I do here? Was it wrong to play knight to b5? How did my knight get on b5 anyway? He played e5. Here probably I had something better than what I did. Just maintaining rather than going for that pawn. But I mean, the point is that Soltico could have taken the pawn on c4 and he didn't. And that seemed like something he should have done. I mean, why not? You know, it's one thing to be generous and sacrifice and play for the initiative, but you've got to admit that material is important, you know. I mean, it's still a very important factor in the game. You can't just completely like not subscribe to material as an important fundamental part of the game. The urban dictionary. Wubba dubba lub lub. Dude, you're in trouble. You take him off the list. He was at the top of the list. Put him at the bottom, and then we'll talk. All right, queen d3. Why is it so dark in here? I think it's something weird going on. I've got a lot of light in one perspective, but when I move like 2 inches forward, it gets dark. Now it's my turn. Okay. So voluntarily retreating. That's basically never a good thing. I'll voluntarily retreat too. It's a fashion. But my retreat, you know, has a little more meaning because my knight was in a bad place and your knight was in a pretty good place. So, I mean, now we're just cozy here. Cozy cone. Another weird reference to animated movies. I just don't get out very often. Okay, queen d2. Another bad move. Where am I supposed to go? Queen d4? Oh, sigh. Another bad move. Man, Soltico missing opportunity after opportunity. There probably rook c8 looks good. Just putting pressure on that pawn again. He has a totally different perspective on the game than me. It's weird. We're just completely different style players. Okay, have your center. Do your worst. We've got the 3-on-1. If this isn't a queenside majority, I don't know what is. You have your central majority. 2-on-1 central majority against 3-on-1 queenside majority. I don't care. I'm taking it. The high-pitched noise in the background. Does anybody else notice a high-pitched noise in the background? What? You're like the first person ever to claim there's a a high-pitched noise in the background. I can't figure that. Computer fan. Well, I could move my microphone. If this is a serious thing, you really think there is? There's no fan. Maybe the microphone's too close to the computer fan. No one mentioned it until now, but it's possible. You do notice a noise? Yeah, it could be. Okay, the microphone's closer to the fan than it used to be. But no one had mentioned it to this point. I can move it to a location, a different location. The sound is probably going to be slightly different. Okay, so I've only been streaming from this location for like 2 days. That's going to sound different, but the fan sound should be less. It was right next to the computer. Okay, h5. Very, very primitive attack here. I can't believe that has any chance of success. Let's just get that knight back. The 100% better. Great. Yeah, it was near the fan. It's not a loud computer fan though, but I guess when it's being, pumped through a microphone, it sounds loud. I'm not hearing it from your guys' perspective, so obviously. Wasn't aware unless you tell me, but thanks for telling me. Yeah, much better. All right. Yeah, it's like, man, dude, you're creating a passed pawn for me. That's a very bad thing to do, Soltigo. It's a very, very bad thing to do. Now I have 2 connectors. He's just totally desperate. Man, this looks good. I'm still not putting him away, though. I can't believe you didn't sack the exchange there, man. You've got to sack the exchange there. Come on now with rook takes b5. Out of your mind. Not to sacrifice the exchange. Golden opportunity. Just crushing those 2 pawns down. Creative attempt. He almost got away with this. I gave him so many chances. Those pawns are too much for sure. I was thinking of actually sacrificing here to simplify, but knight c5? No. This is money in the bank over there. It has been deposited in bank. In said bank and ready to go. Now bishop f1 may be even necessary. We have a lot of good moves. Oh. Alright, well, that's good enough. Now, we're not getting mated down the h file here because of that bishop on g2. It is not going to happen. That is not going to hang a pawn either. You are not checkmating me down the h file, dude. It's not happening. Not today. It would take some sort of miracle. The miracle of miracles. What's he doing? I guess here. Let's just give something back because I'm a nice guy. How about you have an exchange? You know, I feel like you deserve it. Something, getting something back, and you're a nice guy. I'm a nice guy, and I want to give you something for your service as a moderator here on the stream, just to make sure you've got a fair amount of stuff. The message is being held for review. Just a slap. Alright, that's not cool. What are you talking about? Not a good joke. So, guys, I don't know how much time we have left here. 20 minutes. So we're going to play as many games as we can. Wubba-dub-lub-lub, Nefedov. Who did we lose? We got time for at least 2 more games. Wubba-dub-lub-lub. Soltigo, keep an eye on these criminals invading the chat. Auto mod. Message is being held. Yeah, that's pretty weird. I like the auto mod. Do not slap people, obviously. Alright. Did you ban him already, or can I ban him? Thank you. Alright, Nefedov now with our favorite variation of this English. Thanks, guys, for subscribing and checking out the stream here. An upstanding citizen has been banned. Queen takes d4, queen h4 is the line that I've been trying to play against Nefedov. Has he ever gone back to the drawing board and trying to figure this out? Yeah, we were not wondering, Bob, and we're going to leave it at that. Why do I attract these people? Alright. Twitch trolls. Bishop e6, Mr. Nefedov. There's a strange noise outside. Is that the turkey again? The turkey that sounds like a dog. It looks like Nefedov is busting out like the theory now. Bishop takes b7, rook b8. Didn't we have this the other day against someone else? Wait a minute. We had this against Tushar? I was suggesting rook b4, but that like totally didn't work. And Tushar, I think it was Tushar, played rook c8. But this must not be the theory then. Oh no. He dropped a piece. Alright. That was not good. Let's go on to the next game. Nefedov needs to go back to the theory to look it up. Offensive jokes not appreciated here. Alright, Nefedov, you need to go back to the drawing board on that. Wubba-dubba-lub-lub. I really should play something sharper to try to get these games, get as many games in as possible. Alright, we're going to play this game as sharply as possible. Try to beat Wubba-dubba-lub-lub, who's very solid. I'm going to play the Scandinavian. By transposition. Just to be a little more sharp than some boring Karo Khan. Actually, it's pretty solid as well. Try to get to another game or two if I can. Alright, so, wubba-dub-lub-lub. Bishop c4. Not a trendy line. Like, most people are playing queen back to d8 in the Scandinavian defense. That's the thing. But I think that one of our regulars here, Clash Kid, was playing this against me, for example. I like queen a5. I always thought it was probably black's most interesting line. Okay, this is like some kind of solid Solid approach by white. Is bishop g4 interesting here? What do you do when they go d3? You know what I mean? It's like, okay. Natalia says that she can play the Caro-Kann. I like the Caro-Kann. I mean, it's a little bit passive, but I mean, you need, you can't always play really aggressive openings. And the thing about the Caro-Kann that I was noticing recently was that it's extremely popular. Tons of players are playing that opening. It's insane. Now this knight d4 thing, is that going to be an issue? Astrobeat's battery's about dead. This stream will be over in about... You're only going to miss about 15 minutes, Astrobate. So it was a pleasure having you with us. I will see you later. Tomorrow for the subscriber stream... Sorry, not subscriber stream. Tomorrow for a viewer tournament at 7 plus 2 at 4:30 EDT. I'm out of here with the queen. Actually, yeah, we might as well just play this. Yeah, this is a pretty solid line. Everything wubba dubba lub lub. I mean, he's 1391, but he plays a really tough style. Thank you. What? Thank you guys for playing. Thanks for subscribing to the Twitch stream. Alright, stop being so solid, man, and give me some chances. This d3 is a really safe kind of system for white. I play everything with black against e4. I've tried literally every opening, I think, on the stream here. I've probably played literally every possible defense against e4. That's probably not the case with d4. I'm a little bit more limited. I do play a lot of openings with black, and actually with white too. Merle Dixon didn't play today. Hopefully you'll be in the stream for the viewer tournament tomorrow. I try to keep it complicated, but Wubba Dubba Lub Lub's too strong and too fast. We got Tamale, Natalie. That would be the absolute maximum I can get to. This rated challenges are out. I'm not going to be able to play more than 1 or 2 more games at the most. Alright, bishop e3, kind of a weird move. That's what I categorize as developing for the sake of developing. I don't see that as a particularly great square for the bishop. It actually blocks white's play along the e-file. If you're going to put the bishop somewhere, it should probably just be on d2. There's really no other good place for it in this position. Bishops are not like knights. They're not like more powerful in the center. They're distance pieces. And so I think a lot of beginners are like, oh, I'll put my bishop on a more aggressive square. But oftentimes, like here on d2, as in the French defense, this bishop is extremely mobile. I mean, how many squares does it control from d2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And from e3, it's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, like 1 or 2 more squares. But in this particular case, it's safer on d2. It can't be attacked by anything. Gricky says, I'm rapid 2076, very respectable. My rating is okay and rapid. My blitz rating is really low because I just didn't have time to play, and I was recovering from some disconnections or something like that, so I was down to like 2400. I should be up at least 25. My real blitz strength is decent, but you wouldn't tell. I'm not like trying to look good by having a high rating, but I don't want to be too low that it's embarrassing. So I want to get my blitz rating back to at least like to put me in the list of the top, I don't know, 25, 30 players who are online, so it's not too embarrassing. All right, up time. We've been up for 2 hours 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes left. Bishops don't cover the square that they're on. All right. You're fine. You're fine. I'll let you have it. That's true. Knights. Do knights cover the square they're on? All right. Knight g5. Knight takes e6. It's like he's looking for some sort of fishy sacrifice, but not developing his pieces here. There's also another point, though. He has e4. Panda is getting kind of excited over there. I mean, we are getting kind of close to the end of the stream. Let's go for it. Oh, h5. All right. Hey. Hey. This is my favorite move, okay? h4 and h5. You know, I like to play like an animal. You are an animal, Panda. All right, the Panda is an animal. He now knows his real. Panda sounds a little bit like yeah, what is that? The Panda. I'm getting frisky because it's like near the end of the stream and I'm getting tired and I'm getting kind of impatient. And I'm like, all right, let Panda do it. That's his third h5 of the day. But I'm not castled. White is... This is, you know, it's kind of justified. I'm not castled. He's asking for it. He's not developing his pieces. I was talking about that bishop on e3. You know, and here we see a concrete example of where it could come into play. Like the knight g4. This is getting kind of sharp. I'm ready to bail out on castle queenside at any moment if it gets too scary. But Wubba has some threats. I've got to watch for f5. I've got to watch for sacrifices on e6, the h5 pawn. You know, there's stuff. I'm sort of playing the time. And I think that he's pretty good strategically. His weakness has to be in tactics. I mean, if he's too solid and too correct in the opening stage, if he's like 1400, he has to be weaker tactically. Otherwise, he'd be much higher rated. So Wubba Dubba Dub, you know what you need to work on. You need to improve and calculate more and just work on your tactics. Your game's fundamentally solid. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the Panda moan sounded like. Now bishop d4. We're just going for it here. With bishop takes f4. It looks scary, but it's scary for both sides. And I have more time. There's lots of good stuff that could happen. Bishop takes g7, bishop takes g5. He's making a random sacrifice here. I don't think that does much. We will accept donations in all currencies, basically. No, I don't think Blub has anything here. We're good. But do not create complications when you have less time. This is just a general rule that I strongly try to live by. Castling into the pin, but I think it's good. I'm basically out of danger for the most part, and I'm up a piece, which is good. We're fully developed, whereas white has this rook on a1 that's like not in the game. And we're up a piece. Bob. No, Panda sounded like... He sounded like something from... animated TV show. I'm trying to think of what, though. Let's try to keep it family oriented, Bob. We just go home. When in doubt, go home. That's a strong bishop. I don't really want to trade it off. We're just waiting with the tactics. We got the knight takes h2 at any moment, ready to bust that out. All of our pieces are protected. It's the white king that's in danger, not the black king. My king is totally safe. Just running out of time. So Tamale's up with 6-3. Natalie 5+3. That would be absolute the most I can play here. Inside jokes between perverts. Alright, you let me know when you find him. And I'll kick him out. So knight takes h2. Can I do that? Is it mate? We're sacking the house. A 2-for-1 sale. Alright, we grab this guy. We grab this guy. There's no bishop c5 check. We have to take this first. Whew, it's almost made. If I didn't have a bishop on d6, I would be done. Wubba Dubba not giving up very easily here. Yeah, alright. I'm up quite a bit. I'll satisfy myself with that. I could have tried to trade queens maybe there. Oh my gosh, did he have bishop takes d7 just winning on the spot there? That was very bad. I think you had bishop takes d7, Wubba Dubba. Oh no. That's so sick. He had that. Like right at the last moment. And I'm not winning anymore. This is a disaster. Like bishop takes d7, I have to play king a8 because he has queen e5 check. Alright. I played a little too fast there. Tamale's next. Alright. We'll try to play these last 2 games, guys. Then I gotta go. Make it quick. Guys, lose as fast. Feel free to lose as fast as possible. Alright, Bob. Your game is over, so now you're flirting and causing all kinds of havoc on my stream with innuendos. You're pushing the moderator to the limit today. What is this G6? It's a weird opening. This is like a delayed Marshall defense. Wait, it was a Marshall defense. What am I doing? No, it was C4, G6. So a delayed Marshall defense. That's very, very strange. Knight takes D5. So now I'm supposed to play H3. You can also play E4. C5, F5 was okay against Knight F3, C4. Are you serious, Soltigo? Alright guys, last 2 quick games. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Please check out the YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Tomorrow's our viewer tournament, 7+2, 4:30 p.m. The donations via PayPal, always appreciated. Bits donation. I got some cooking to do, so I'm going to be out of here. I'll play this game and Natalie and the rest of you guys. We have no stream on Wednesday. The rest of you guys, I would recommend coming on Friday because that's the day when everyone can just play, you know, and I don't favor the subscribers. I never know here whether it's better to play bishop e2 or bishop e3 in this position. Soltigo, I find it hard to believe that that's okay to do that. You know, the c4, f5. I mean, c5, f5. I think it sort of makes sense, like if you do d4, c5, d5, and the center is closed. But it strikes me as suspicious when the center is not closed, you know, like in that case. But who knows? I mean, maybe. Tamale is playing the Mamajarov defense. Mamajarov did this in some old games. One of the only strong players ever to try to attempt to play this kind of defense, which is generally considered pretty dubious. It may in fact not be that bad, but I think rook e8 may be a mistake. Like f5. As far as I know, like you're supposed to play f5 here. I know that looks a little risky, but Soltigo and s4 would like it. This strategy with rook e8 probably not very good counterplay. Yeah, there it is, but it's not good now. I mean, you've played rook e8 and now your rook is no longer covering along the f file. I think it's got to be a mistake to play it at this point. Got to be a mistake, but not losing by force kind of mistake, just not as good kind of mistake. Check and take. Check and take. Okay, king h8 is like fatal. King f8 is also fatal. So you have to do like e6. And then I can take an f5 and you're in trouble. In trouble. Alright, that's fatal, right? Well, I thought it was fatal, but maybe he can play on down the exchange. Just playing on down the exchange. He maybe gets a pawn for it too, so well, I can pin it and win it. Now he like literally has to play rook f8, only move. Anybody can see that. Queen d7, that's a good idea. Queen d7, then I check. Maybe I'll win your queen now. Smothered mate. So that's it for Ponda and I and Master Fugu. We'll be back after the next game. So Paschall, well, it's my name. Gazim. What's up? We'll be back tomorrow night. You know, Pascal, it's like Latin for Easter. That's the origin of my family name. There was this guy, Adrian Casillas, who was a master from Mexico who lived in the United States. He's actually American, but he's like Mexican-American. I think he's in London, no longer playing chess, but he used to call me the Easter Bunny. That was his big joke. Very intellectual. Very intellectual guy, actually, but very primitive jokes. Hey, what's up, Easter Bunny? Yeah, my family was well established in Philadelphia, which is where I'm from originally. But I guess they lost their fortune and had to end up playing chess or something. Queen takes f7, guys. Thanks for watching the stream. We will be back tomorrow night. Again, I said I'm going to play one more game, so we're going to go over by like 10 minutes. It's all right. Guillermo Pascual. There's all kinds of Pascual, you know, it's the same thing in different languages, right? Pascal, Pascual. But for Ponda, and Paschall, we will be back tomorrow night. And Thursday we have our subscriber stream. Subscriber stream is for game analysis with the subscribers to my Twitch stream. So if you subscribe to the Twitch stream and you want to come by on Thursday night, 4:30 EDT, I will do game analysis with all the subscribers. This was a terrible, terrible blunder by Tamale. He just got mated. He should have taken the pawn on d4 for better or for worse, I guess. But it was looking pretty bad. Dubious opening, though. Don't forget, you know, to play e6 or c6 and support your center when you play like d4, d5 type of positions. All right, last game. Last game against Natalie Louise from España. All right. Good luck, and see you guys tomorrow night. I'm just going to play what I always play. What else? I'm too tired to think of something new, and it's not a weird opening stream. All right. Well, I mean, here I can play different things. Either d4, knight c3, or g3. This is a fairly fast time control, 5+3. That's the fastest I play on my blitz streams. Sounds cooler in Spanish. All right. Vilmos Pascal Vilmos. That's my Hungarian name. Yep. You can find me on Facebook. The Rogozin defense. Very trendy. Lately, not so much. Moving quickly. Natalie is no established rating here. So I definitely wouldn't accept a challenge if it was rated. Normally, it's the last game of the stream, and they were nice, so I thought, all right. But I normally don't accept challenges from people who don't have like 100 games or close to it. Eduardo. The Hungarian for Edward. I don't know. Edvard, I guess. Edward. I mean, There is no equivalency. I don't know anyone in Hungary who's named Edward. I know a Hungarian whose dog is named Edward. But I don't actually know any Hungarians with the name of Edward. 97. The classic retreat for the knight, getting it back in toward the game. Pretty logical stuff. So now what? We go for that bishop. The bish. So Edward is Edward. See? You got your answer. From, no doubt, Hungarian. Gita. This is... But I don't know. I've never met a Hungarian actually literally named Edward. I mean, it exists in theory, but I don't think anyone actually uses it. C5 now, pretty strong move. Perhaps a strong move. Gaining quick development. You gotta like that. That looks good for black. Maybe I'm in trouble here. I don't know. This is starting to worry me. What do I do? I like take here? I don't feel like I have any advantage in this position. Quite complex play by black. I mean, 97 and then a c5, like ultra aggressive move. Am I an active OTB player? I wouldn't say that anymore. I was like completely inactive for quite a few years. I was playing poker almost exclusively. Then in the last couple of years, I started to try to play again, but lately in the last, well, I mean, I don't know. I would call myself like semi-inactive. I don't know. I'm not an active player. I don't play very many. I don't have time to play many tournaments, especially if I'm working like teaching chess, basically. I would like to be more active. I would like to play tournaments all the time like I used to when I was younger. I do play, you know, like in the last couple of years, maybe 3-4 tournaments, 2 or 3 tournaments a year, and then in the team championship in Hungary. This year I played in 2 team championships, in the Hungarian team championship and Budapest. So I played maybe like 50 games this year. Let's say in the calendar year 2000, let's say 2017, for example. I think I played around 50 tournament games, which isn't too bad, but I wouldn't call it active. When I was really active, I played over 100 per year. This kind of looks like I don't have any edge. Black's played very well. Excuse me. Very, very well. The isolated pawn compensated by black's lead in development. I would evaluate this as equal. Excellent opening play by black. Out of here. And black's equalized. I wouldn't really say either side is better. But queen takes d4 was a surprise. I was expecting bishop takes. But that may be a good move as well. So we don't know what Natalie's strength is, but so it looks like they're playing pretty strongly. Yeah, this looks good for black. Pretty good for black. All the pieces mobilized very well. You just wanted to ask whether you've ever found or realized an idea in an online game and use it in real life? Absolutely. I mean, I played online, you know, since like the mid-90s. I mean, for over 20 years. At least Blitz. Definitely. Like, it's a great place for practice. Blitz is a good mechanism for playing a lot of games and getting some ideas. So, yeah, I mean, you got to use the online games to practice, especially the openings, are good for practicing. Natalie seems really strong. I wasn't expecting this strong an opponent here. Probably one of the best games we've had today. Very, very accurate play. And I'm actually in a little danger if I'm not careful here. I'm going to try to trade queens. The bishop pair, not very meaningful. I mean, I do control a lot of squares, but I don't know. I guess this like actually literally forces a trade of queens. I didn't realize that when I played it. I mean, she could play like bishop d4. That doesn't look right. Because I have various moves, but who knows? I mean, bishop d4, g3 might refute it outright. So this literally forces a trade of queens because there's no retreat squares for the queen, which is good for me because I felt that she was developing an initiative. And then in the endgame, maybe my bishop pair still is able to leave me with some edge. Barely. But the symmetrical pawn structure doesn't give me much to go with. So white has this like tiny, tiny Karpovian edge here. Then she found this move. This is like a move from hell right now, leaving me with very little. Then he takes d2, rook takes d2, rook takes c5, rook d7, rook c2. No. I might win a pawn, but I mean, I'm pulling teeth here. This is like going, you know, being a dentist and extracting a really, really tough tooth. No, I don't think black is cheating. I think they're just legitimately a good player. I mean, they must be pretty strong. We've found this, though. I mean, that's another really strong move that I missed. Wow. So, they're just a legitimately strong player, would be my assessment of Natalie. A player who's probably, you know, a 2,000 plus opponent. If it was a computer, I would be lost already, you know. So I think they're probably legit. Rather be the dentist than the patient. I agree. So what's up here? Bishop takes b7. Alright guys, I'm going to close down the stream after this game. I may not have enough to win. It's really close. It's a technical ending. The bishop should be stronger than the knight. b3, I guess. Then there's this resource for white. So maybe I shouldn't play b3. Maybe I should just pull the bishop back. Yeah. Keep the rook off of e2 and then play. I mean, I probably have better, you know, better moves, but rook takes b2 is not good. I would say the black player is 2,000 plus FIDE. At least 1,900. All right. So now what do we do? Like a3. That's awkward. Driven back, barely grinding out threats here. But black is in time pressure. Time pressure. Okay, now what? Well, it all looks decent. We're pretty good to go. g3. We're up a clear pawn. Black has no real threats. ATM. But what do I do? b4. Hanging really, really tough. You know, I mean, this is what I would expect, the kind of resistance I would expect from, say, you know, player, again, like I said, 2,000 at least. One of the toughest games I had. This was a stupid move. I had rook d7 check, which was probably decent. Although this might be okay, too. Very tough. Counterplay. Check. Maybe we can win on time. Black's hanging around. Hanging really tough here. Lose the pawn? How do you lose a pawn there? I mean, now it's like a second pawn, I guess. It's too many pawns. This is just a win. Too many pawns. Maybe I should go for g7. Check. Rook down. King. Rook f5. Rook takes pawn check. That doesn't work. I'm just trying to figure out what the best is. I guess this. Drive the king up and take on g7. Yeah, okay. So we're just winning. All right, good game. Very, very tough counterplay. But it's not enough now. We got too many pawns. This is the safest. All right, guys. We will be back tomorrow night. You guys are welcome. Really nice opening. Well played there, Natalie. So we'll be back tomorrow night. It'll be 7+2 rapid tournament here, unrated, casual, whatever you want to call it. Good night from the Panda and myself. Hey. And the Panda. Thanks for watching. Check out the YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for donations via PayPal. And the bit donations, Bob, Merle, Saul, Move 11, everybody. Thanks so much, guys. I will see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye. Thanks, Soltigo. Late shout out. Thanks for moderating, man. I will see you guys later. Tomorrow night. Bye.